Octavia Redmond was shot to death last month while on her route near 121st and South Harvard. Police say someone drove up, shot Redmond multiple times, and then drove away.
Look, Brick, they can't say OTF didn't slide for Vaughn. First time we ever heard this. You're the first one to ever tie them to that situation. How are you saying when they came in June, the real warrant was for your cell phone? While they were searching for your cell phone, they discovered the K. Okay, great. It's been 16 months since June 2023. You ain't been to court. Why?
Jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him $50,000.
Right.
Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped.
Even though no one has officially identified who tipped off the feds about Lil Durk, it seems the streets have decided who they believe is responsible, and forgiveness doesn't seem to be on the table. Apparently, serious consequences are already unfolding.
Octavia Redmond was shot to death last month while on her route near 121st and South Harvard. Police say someone drove up, shot Redmond multiple times, and then drove away.
In fact, other rappers are also rumored to have cooperated with authorities, and they too could be facing harsh repercussions as well.
Octavia Redmond was shot to death last month while on her route near 121st and South Harvard. Police say someone drove up, shot Redmond multiple times, and then drove away.
He had released some paperwork talking about how you were getting arrested and they say you named a whole bunch of people.
I ain't named the police named him.
For those familiar with the case, OTF Jam's name has been circulating as one of the alleged informants. He's rumored to have worn a wire to gather information on Lil Durk, and he's now reportedly back in custody facing further questioning over emptor for hire allegations. Now, sources claim that Jam's life could be at risk even behind bars. For instance, his loved ones have already been targeted with reports that his baby mama was recently shot and offed, allegedly due to his cooperation.
Octavia Redmond was shot to death last month while on her route near 121st and South Harvard. Police say someone drove up, shot Redmond multiple times, and then drove away.
Rumors about Jam had been quietly spreading, but the story exploded when DJ Academics shared a clip of Jam in an interrogation room, eating McDonald's. Academics invited followers to add captions, sparking a wave of online reactions. Social media was quick to jump on the fast food imagery, with fans making jokes like, "Bro snitched on Durk for a Big Mac and fries," and "He told for a Kai Cenat meal." Others chimed in with, "You're probably wondering how I got here." More prominent figures in the hip-hop community, including Wack 100, have openly discussed the rumors about OTF Jam. Wack 100, during an interview on Vlad TV, provided some background on Jam's situation, stating he did 12 years, got out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him $50,000, made mention that ain't no smudge on his name, he ain't never been a rat, caught a gun case, but eventually he flipped.
Jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him $50,000.
Right.
Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped.
DJ Vlad added fuel to the conversation, agreeing with Wack and saying he had allegedly been wearing a wire for the last 2 years.
OTF Jam did 12 years for attempted murder. He got out in 2022, right around the same time of the Quando situation. And he allegedly had been wearing a wire for the last 2 years.
I'm 22 to 24.
Additionally, Chicago rapper King Yella also shared his thoughts, saying he had heard from a source within OTF that someone had snitched on Durk, specifically naming OTF Jam.
But I heard somebody named OTF Jam. They said they've been calling him a rat. And basically he said, okay, I'm a rat. Well, watch this.
As if to confirm this further, multiple blogs and media outlets are reporting that OTF Jam's name is actually listed in the indictment as a police informant, making these accusations appear even more credible. But this whole situation only gets murkier because despite all the rumors, there's no actual documentation that ties OTF Jam to Lil Durk's indictment. Neither the criminal complaint filed against the 5 suspects in connection to Quando Rondo's cousin's death, nor Lil Durk's own indictment mentions Casey Hester, also known as OTF Jam, by name. The indictment does refer to a witness and includes some initials to conceal the identities of those involved. However, there's no mention of KH or any reference that definitively connects back to OTF Jam. OTF Jam's background only adds to the mystery. Born Casey Hester, he was convicted of a shooting in 2010 and served 12 years in prison. He was released in February 2022, only to be arrested again on a warrant in May 2023 for issues related to that same case, though the exact status of his current charges is unclear. Recently, OTF Jam released a song that stirred up even more speculation because of his lyrical references to Lil Durk and mentions of violence. In the track, he raps, "Smirk is the voice. You heard what he said, so bullets behind it, we ain't finna tussle."
Smirk is the voice. You heard what he said, some bullets behind it, we ain't finna tussle.
Later in the verse, he continues, "Only be rapping to off me a rapper, so 4Nem will have something to put in their music." These lines have fueled the belief that there's some level of tension or hidden intentions within Durk's circle.
Only be rapping to a rapper, so 4Nem have something to put in their music.
The gossip around OTF Jam took a darker turn when rumors began circulating that Lil Durk might have had Jam's child's mother, Octavia Redmond, offed. The motive behind her alleged murder was that Durk allegedly discovered that Jam had been wearing a wire, collecting information on him for law enforcement. There are also rumors that Durk might have had a man named Stefon Mack offed as retaliation for the K-ing of his own brother Dethang. The murder of Octavia Redmond, a 48-year-old postal worker, was a brazen and tragic event. She was offed in broad daylight on July 19, 2024, while delivering mail in the West Pullman area of South Chicago. Redmond was shot multiple times around 11:40 a.m. and later died at Advocate Christ Medical Center.
Octavia Redmond was shot to death last month while on her route near 121st and South Harvard. Police say someone drove up, shot Redmond multiple times, and then drove away.
Her shooter's getaway car was found abandoned and burned in a neighboring area shortly after the attack. In August, law enforcement released surveillance footage of the incident, revealing more details about how the fatal shooting unfolded. The video reportedly shows a masked assailant getting into a stolen vehicle a few blocks away from where the shooting occurred. The shooter exits the vehicle near the crime scene, disappears from view for a short time, and then reappears, returning to the car after carrying out the fatal attack.
Police say someone drove up, shot Redmond multiple times, and then drove away. According to investigators, the person they're looking for was seen near 70th and South Campbell before the shooting.
Months later, a 15-year-old boy was arrested in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and identified as Redmond's K-ear. However, the motive for her murder has yet to be disclosed, fueling more speculation.
News at this hour, a 15-year-old boy is charged with shooting and an on-duty U.S. Postal Service worker. He's accused of 48-year-old Octavia Redmond on 121st at Harvard back in July.
The young suspect has been charged with felony first-degree murder and was extradited back to Chicago, where he was arraigned at the Cook County Juvenile Court. He is scheduled to face the court on November 1st. Then there's the case of Stefon Mack, who also met a tragic end in Chicago's Roseland neighborhood. On January 7, 2022, Mack was leaving the Youth Peace Center when he was ambushed by two assailants who got out of a car and opened fire. It was a violent scene on that fateful afternoon as Mack became the target of a sudden and deadly attack. Tragically, he was struck and offed. A security guard who happened to be nearby was also hit by the gunfire, but fortunately survived his injuries. The brazen nature of Mack's murder, occurring in broad daylight, left a lasting impact on the community. Nearly 2 years after the shooting in December 2023, federal authorities announced indictments in connection to Mack's murder. A federal grand jury in Chicago charged two men, 24-year-old Anthony Montgomery Wilson and 23-year-old Preston Powell, in what was described as a murder for hire plot. Both men were indicted on charges of murder for hire, as well as related gun charges. The indictment suggested that there were orchestrated, premeditated motives behind Mack's K-ing, although specific details regarding who may have ordered the attack were not publicly revealed. However, as with the other cases connected to OTF Jam and Lil Durk, official documentation directly linking any of these individuals remains scarce. Publicly available records haven't substantiated claims tying Mack's death directly to Lil Durk or any ongoing feuds within the hip-hop community. In addition to OTF Jam, other rappers are rumored to face repercussions for allegedly cooperating with authorities against Lil Durk. One of the names that has come up is Brick Baby, Following Lil Durk's recent arrest on October 24th, Brick Baby's recent interview with No Jumper has sparked a lot of talk online. In a clip from the interview, Brick Baby is seen reading the news about the federal charges against Durk, followed by another clip from his 2023 interview where he mentions Lil Pab, who was the cousin of rapper Quando Rondo.
Oh yeah,
Slide for Vaughn, right? Yeah.
They say you can't say that no more.
Yeah, play.
Why?
Y'all gotta see this again. They got you up there.
God,
this is crazy.
A video posted on X went further, suggesting a deeper connection between Brick Baby and Lil Durk. According to the video, although Durk wasn't in Los Angeles at the time of Lil Pab's death, he allegedly contacted Brick Baby to go after Quando Rondo and his cousin. A theory circulating online speculates that Durk paid Brick Baby $100K to arrange the setup a month before Pab's death. When these clips surfaced on social media, people quickly started speculating. One user on X even tweeted, "Brick Baby snitched on Durk." Some questioned whether Brick Baby may have betrayed Lil Durk and contributed information leading to Durk's arrest. Comments poured in, with one user saying, "They got him on live finding out Durk got arrested and he might be involved. His heart sank." Another added, "Brick Baby has gone into hiding. Bet you won't see him on No Jumper no more." Many others shared their opinions on the case, with one user predicting, "I've been saying Lil Durk was going to be arrested for the murder of Lil Pab. I just thought it would be a RICO for everything. Now I wouldn't be surprised if Brick Baby was the other co-conspirator mentioned in the paperwork. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes." Adding fuel to the fire, Whack 100 also called out Brick Baby, claiming he was the first to link Durk's OTF group to the slide for Vaughn's situation.
But look, Brick, they can't say OTF didn't slide for Vaughn. First time we ever heard this. You're the first one to ever tie them to that situation.
Whack 100 pointed out that Brick Baby had previously claimed Big U was facing a RICO case, and true to his word, Big U was eventually taken in by federal agents.
You also tell 600 they gonna pick up Big U. He got a RICO coming. So he got going on direct with himself, right? Right. August comes, they pick up Big U. He wondering how you know this.
Whack 100 also mentioned that when Brick Baby was caught with drugs in June 2023, he hadn't been to court for it since, raising further suspicions.
How are you saying when they came in June, the real warrant was for your cell phone? While they were searching for your cell phone, they discovered the K. Okay, great. It's been 16 months since June 2023. You ain't been to court. Why?
However, Brick Baby has since denied the snitching rumors, challenging people to come up with a different story besides labeling him as a snitch.
You gotta come with some other narrative than that, baby. You talk about a tell it. They got good paperwork for you right there on the hood, and I'm free.
This whole snitching situation has put Lil Durk in a kind of trouble he's never faced before, arguably the biggest in his career. Just earlier this year, back in February, Durk was on top of the world, celebrating his first Grammy win and a major Billboard hit with All My Life featuring J. Cole. But now, only months later in October, Durk is behind bars, facing some of the most severe allegations he's ever had to deal with. According to court documents, Durk is accused of being the mastermind behind a murder-for-hire plot that led to the tragic death of Quando Rondo's cousin in 2022. This major shift in his life came after a federal criminal complaint was unsealed on October 25th. It revealed that Durk allegedly put a bounty on Quando Rondo's head, paying 5 people to carry out this violent plan. Just 2 days later, on October 27th, Durk was officially apprehended by federal agents. What's even more intense is that Durk was reportedly trying to flee when he was arrested. He was picked up at the Miami airport, supposedly booking 3 different flights as part of an escape plan. This is the same place where Diddy was also reportedly apprehended in the past, under similar circumstances. Durk's setup was to book 3 flights, one to Dubai, one to Switzerland, and another on a private jet to Italy, likely in an effort to confuse the feds about where he was actually headed. But despite his elaborate escape plan, federal agents caught up with him just an hour before he was set to board. After his arrest, Durk was taken to Broward County Jail and is expected to be transferred back to California, where the alleged murder took place. His charge, murder for hire, comes with a range of potential sentences that vary depending on the severity of the crime's outcome. For example, if he had only been plotting and didn't end up injuring or K-ing anyone, the sentence could range from 0 to 10 years. years. If the hired party injures the target, the sentence can go up to 10, 20 years. But in Durk's case, because the target was offed, he could be facing life in prison or even the death penalty if he's convicted.